Hey Sun Devils, how we doing? My name is David Branson, class of 2019 Engineering Management BSc. I graduated summa cum laude through the online program exclusively. I started school when I was 30 years old, graduated when I was 35. It took me about 4.5 years. So my situation is going to be a lot different than yours, but I was a TA and a grader for Dr. Chatton for a little bit over 2 years. I think we had 7 semesters together. And when I found out what all was going on with the on campus students moving directly online, I just wanted to reach out and see what I could do to help at all with any influx of extra work. And what she said, it would be helpful to give you guys and ladies just a little pointers from an online student. So, coming from someone that was a TA, I know both the academic administration side from a student, obviously, I know the student side. I graduated well up in my class, so I successfully manipulated this, despite the fact that I work 50 hours a week, and I did the entire time I was in school. I have 2 kids. One is about to turn 8, the other one just turned 4. So do the math. I started school right as we found out we were pregnant. But through local support, family, friends, obviously my wife, and my immediate family, we've been able to get through this. And your situation is going to be just the same. You're going to get through this. You expected to be an on campus student, and now you suddenly find that you're not. And that's got to be kind of disheartening. But what I will tell you is that almost any resource that you had on campus, you will be able to have online. So I just got a couple of bullet points. I wanted to give that intro, and we'll pretty much get straight into this. So, number one for me, number one success tip was email. You need to be very active on your email with your classmates, with your professors, anything like that. The one big thing is not to use your personal email, not to use your Gmail, use your .asu.edu email address so that it doesn't get hung up in anybody's spams. A lot of the professors, they have filtration such that personal emails get lost, and if it's coming from an asu.edu, they make sure to get that. The next thing is there are a lot of apps that are available for you. Canvas was a big one. I'm not sure if all the on-campus students are already using Canvas on their mobile phone, but it would really helped me to know when grades are posted. I could go on really quickly and see what assignments were due. And then also Piazza, if your class is using that, Piazza has an app that I found very useful too. Very easy to use, easy to keep up with things when you're on the go. Not that you're on the go much, but maybe you're on the couch and you don't feel like getting in front of the computer. So there are a tremendous amount of resources online through my ASU. That's going to include the library. That's going to include IT. There are just numerous resources. I would suggest that you go through there, that you just explore in any free time that you might have. There's also a lot of software that's available through electronic download, and then also through virtual desktop, the SIDC, specifically SIDC Virtual Desktop. I will tell you, I did use it for MATLAB in IEE 381. I wasn't very fond of the virtual desktop, but it did get me through in a pinch because Minitab is not one of those softwares that you can just download through ASU. So it's good that you have it. And it would be basically just a virtual lab, just like an on-campus computer lab. So all of my exams were through RP Now or RP Now's predecessor. But really, the overall concept is going to hold no matter what software they're using, whether it's just a lockdown web browser or whether it's an actual application that you have to install. What you're going to want to do is make sure that you are in a quiet environment for your exams. No one else in the room. Make sure that your desk is free from clutter, that you're able to do a complete room scan, and that is 360 degrees around, and you need to show from the floor to the ceiling. You can go slow. There's no there's no problem with going slow. As a TA, I had to proctor a lot of exams, and I would just say that most people are going far faster than they really think that they are. when you actually look at the playback video, you can't get any details. And from a proctoring perspective, it just becomes a nightmare because maybe you just have an external hard drive sitting there and it's not plugged in, but as you're scanning fastly, it looks like a phone. There's a flag. So just make sure that your area is clean and ready to go, just as if you were taking an exam on campus. Another thing, don't be surprised if you get a flag from whatever proctoring service may be. Not every flag means that you're about to fail your exam. Professors understand that there are certain circumstances. They also just want to see that you are focusing on your work and that nothing around you is going to be distracting you. I would definitely say make sure when you're heading into an exam that you have every single thing that you would need. The same thing applies to on campus, but you have to get in a different mindset when you're doing it at home. You have to understand that I can't just run right out to the living room and grab my calculator. When I sit down and open up that web browser, software, whatever it may be, I need to be prepared. And you need to definitely look at any information that comes out regarding your exam before then, so that you know the process, that you know what is allowed and what isn't allowed. Because if they say 2 sheets of notes only, then it's 2 sheets of notes only. And you're going to have to show all of your notes to whatever browser service that you have. So you can't start your exam, go out, just run out and grab it real quick. And it doesn't work that way. So make sure you're fully prepared. So that goes through a bulk of how to kind of be successful. But really, I do want to drive home the point of cleanliness of your work environment and establishment of a work environment. I'm not sure how much space you have to work with, but you really need to find a way to carve out a niche, and whether that means possibly a common area in the dorms or a specific spot in your apartment, wherever you may be doing this, find a spot that is yours. I can show you my spot. So that's my spot. That is where I did 4.5 years of school. It doesn't take much space. You just need to make sure that you are established, that you have everything that you need. A second monitor I found to be very, very helpful in case you haven't already found that out. And just make sure that when you're doing your school that you're paying attention. One kind of trap that you can fall into is not understanding how long something is going to take. So my advice is whenever your information drops to you, or if it's readily available right now, get a detailed plan. Most of us are trying to be engineers, at least the ones that I would specifically know this might be going to. So engineers are organized. Engineers know what is expected of them. They know the criteria for success, and they go out and they meet that success. So you've come up on an obstacle that you didn't expect. That happens all the time in the real world, in the professional world. Obviously not as drastic as a pandemic, but you guys can get through this. So be clean, be organized, keep up with all of your schoolwork, due dates, anticipated time before completion. If you need to be working with someone on a team environment, you need to reach out. Don't wait for them to reach out. Reach out to them early, establish your schedules, your guidelines. I was at a gas station and wearing my ASU hat, which they sent to me after I graduated. And there was a Polytech student that was working the gas station, and he was like, "Oh, you just don't understand, because I had to do a group meeting the other day." And I was like, "Dude, online students do this too." All right, so online, on campus, doesn't matter. You can work through it. You can teleconference. Just be open to other people's schedules as well as yours, and don't let anything stop you. Best of luck.